So today's lesson looked at replacing letters with numbers in area and volume problems. So it started with giving us the formula for area, which is length times width, and also the volume formula, which is length times width times height. So in order to solve problems asking for the area or for the volume, you first would write the formula down, replace the variables with the numbers that you know, and solve for the missing variable. So for example, number 1 is asking us to find the area of a square. It reminds us that a square has all the same side lengths. So it's showing us that this square has a side length of 23, which means all sides would be 23. To find the area of the square, which is a rectangle, we would do area equals length times width. We would go through and rewrite the formula with the variables that we know. So we don't know the area, so we would write A. We know the length is 23, and we know the width is 23. So to find our area, we would do 23 times 23, which I will just pull out my calculator and do 23 times 23, which is 529. Now when we talk in terms of area, this is square units because it's how many squares of a certain size can fit inside the figure. So obviously this is not drawn to scale, but I could fit 529 squares that are 1 centimeter on each side inside that square. So the next one is asking us to find the volume of the rectangular prism. So our formula for volume is V equals length times width times height. We are not given the volume here, so we would put V. Our length is 6 times our width is 2 times our height, which is 8. So now you may want to break this down. That's the way I choose to do it. And I would again write that 6 times 2 is 12 times 8. And then 12 times 8 is 96. You can skip over this step right here and just go straight to the answer if you choose. Now, when we do volume, our answer is in cubic units. What it's saying is that this is 96 cubes with a side length, width, and height of 1 centimeter would be able to fit inside this box. So area is two-dimensional, just how many squares can fit inside here of the same size. And volume is talking about how many cubes of a certain size can fit inside a figure. Okay, so now the next one is a little different. This one, it gives us the area of a rectangle as 84 square feet. The length is 12 feet. What is the height? So I'm going to write above here just so I have some more space. So our formula for area is area equals length times width. Here we're given the area is 84, so I'm going to replace the A with 84. The length is 12, and I don't know what the width is. Width and height can be intermixed with this. So what we would do in order to figure out what we're multiplying 12 by to get 84 is we would do 84 divided by 12. So what you're going to see when we do come up to algebraic equations is there's a specific way to show this with an equation. So what I would do is show that I am in fact doing 84 divided by 12, and that's going to give me 7. But over here on the other side of our equal sign, we still have 12w. So what we do is we actually divide both sides of the equation by 12. 12 divided by 12 is 1, and anything times 1 is just the number itself. So we actually say that 12 divided by 12 cancels each other out, leaving us with just w. So our height in this case is 7 feet. Okay, so the next one, I'm going to have to move my calculator here, says the volume of a rectangular prism is 24 cubic inches. The length is 3 inches. The width is 4 inches. What is the height? So we would use volume equals length times width times height since we're finding a volume. The volume is told to us. It's 24. So I would replace the V with 24. the length is 3, the width is 4, and I don't know what the height is. In this case, it's going to be very similar to what we just did, but on the right side of the equal sign, we can actually do some multiplication first. So I would keep my 24, I would do 3 times 4, which is 12, and multiply that by h. Notice I'm taking out the dot because I'm just writing 12 times h. Now, just as we did similarly up top, to figure out what we're multiplying 12 by to get 24, we would divide 24 by 12. Since we're dividing one side of the equal sign by 12, we're going to show that we're dividing the other side of the equal sign by 12 as well. These two, 12 divided by 12 is 1, cancel each other out, and that leaves us with h.